Bro, if I was in the King of the Ring, I'd win the whole thing easy. It'd be like one spear, one splash, you crown me. Please. You'd gas out halfway through the entrance trying to pose like Roman Reigns. Nah, bro. I got cardio now. I did like 5 jumping jacks last week. Nah, listen. Bro, I would sit back for weeks before the tournament. Make sure you felt all confident and good. You would feel, safe. Cody Rhodes hanging out with Randy Orton. When you least expected it. I would RKO you out of nowhere. It would crush you physically, but it would be nothing compared to the mental scars you would wear walking around, wondering who's going to betray you next. Who's the next person that just pops up and RKOs you out of nowhere? Jesus. How long have you been working on that? I just thought about it right now. It just kind of came to me. Look, whatever. You couldn't even RKO me off the couch. Look. Boom, bro. Just like that. See? Untouchable. King of the kickouts, bro. Yeah. More like king of DoorDash, bro. Look. All right. Bet. Backyard. 3 count. Winner gets the last slice of pizza and the crown. Wait, hold up. What crown? Did you buy a crown with my credit card again? Dude, damn it! Long live the king, baby! And welcome back to 1, 2, Ooh. I'm your host, 8-Bit Mike, and today we're talking the King and the Queen of the Ring 2025. We got 8 contestants left, and I'm breaking down why each one of them deserves to win it this year, and ultimately giving you my current picks for who I think's taking that crown home. Let's get into it. Let's start with the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. This would be the fastest route back to John Cena versus Cody, setting them up for a SummerSlam collision on the biggest stage you can possibly do before John Cena retires. Not to mention, the WWE loves to crown this guy, loves to give him the dubs. He's earned it. I mean, you look at everything he's done throughout the year, and all signs truly point to Cody winning this tournament. If you want John Cena versus Cody at SummerSlam, this is the pick. All right, let's talk about the Viper, Randy Orton, and his hunt for number 15. Over the past year and a half or so, Randy has constantly talked about going after that number 15, and it has eluded him. Going after Gunther and not being able to pull it out and get the win. There's always been that hint and that kind of between him and Cody Rhodes. For a while there, we saw signs of Randy potentially maybe being the one who turns on Cody and screws him over in order to get that 15. In his last promo this week, Randy made one thing really clear. He's willing and ready to do whatever it takes to get to the 15th, even if that means going through Cody Rhodes. This would bring all of those pieces of the last year or so together, and all of those little hints and all those little Easter eggs they were dropping of Randy's potential turn. Does he turn in order to win the King of the Ring to get his shot? Wouldn't be out of the question for the Viper. My verdict here is that the WWE is looking for a drama-filled story. Look no further than Randy Orton turning on Cody. Next, we gotta talk about main event yeet. Jey Uso. Just losing the title to Gunther, entering the tournament beat up. Jey Uso, still one of the hottest guys over with the crowd. Big time fan favorite. This could be the guy. It could be that they've beaten him up so bad and he could run through and win this tournament, and you could have the rematch with Gunther at SummerSlam, putting them on the largest stage for their tiebreaker. I could see it. The story makes sense. Crowd would love it. I think Jey sells merch whether he wins this or not. So we'll see what the WWE does with this one, and if they're picking with their heart, Jey Uso will be the pick. And finally, the ultimate underdog, Sami Zayn. The story with him and Gunther, continues, and him being the one who took the Intercontinental Championship away from Gunther. Then they had that world title match on Raw, and it was amazing. This would be nothing but an underdog feel-good story of him running through, finding a way to get through Randy, finding a way to either beat his best friend Jay, which would be heartbreaking, or even beat Cody Rhodes in order to get this match. The other part I like about Sami winning is he has history right now with Seth Rollins. They just had a run-in. This would tie in with the Money in the Bank as well and could create an even bigger story heading into this match. But if you're looking for the ultimate feel-good shock technical wrestler win, Sami Zayn would be the pick. All right, I'm going to pick who I think will actually win the men's King of the Ring. I'm basing this solely on the past year, wanting to get a payoff for the little tidbits that have been dropped and also the recent promos. I think if you want to shock the world a little bit, also create some more drama and some more churn for Cody, you let Randy Orton take this one. And you let him win it in a shocking fashion. Maybe he does something heelish to Cody. Does what KO wouldn't do when KO was friends with Cody and takes that extreme opportunity in order to get the shot. Using the excuse, hey, I told you, I will do whatever it takes to get to number 15. That includes going through you. But yeah, I could see Randy Orton winning this. Let's jump in to the women's Queen of the Ring. And first up, we have our fan favorite, Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss off her return. I mean, is there anybody getting a bigger pop than Alexa Bliss right now? The fans love her. She's got that story going with Charlotte. What better way to throw fuel on that fire with that feud than her winning the Queen of the Ring? She could literally go to Charlotte and say, you call yourself the queen. I am the queen. It would just cause so much drama where Charlotte keeps losing because of Alexa, losing to Alexa, and then here she comes with the win of the Queen of the Ring. I like the build. I like the story, and I think fans would go crazy for this. So, if you want Charlotte to implode, Alexa Bliss is your pick. We gotta talk about Asuka. Asuka is back and fully ready to commit in the ring. She looked great in the qualifier match and was able to pull out the win. It's exciting to have Asuka back, and Damage Control has now quietly broken up or kind of disbanded. So what an interesting situation it would be if Asuka was to win Queen of the Ring and face Io Sky. It would give some finality to the group. You'd have Kairi Sane kind of stuck between the two of them. They could go back and forth for a couple of weeks leading up to SummerSlam. I think this overall could be a really fun story, and it would create some finality to the Damage Control group instead of this quiet little breakup that seems to have just happened. So, for me, for chaos and kicks, Asuka's the answer. All right, the future is now. Roxanne Perez. Roxanne Perez has become Liv Morgan 2.0. She's sitting there, nudging and getting in the way of the Judgment Day. You can see Liv Morgan's frustrated by it, doesn't trust her looking at her. They've had these segments and moments where she's getting Dom nuggies and stuff like that and showing some interest. To me, when Liv Morgan went out injured, I was like, man, I feel like we're reliving the exact same story from last year with Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley, only this time, Liv is Rhea. So imagine if she comes back and Roxanne Perez has won Queen of the Ring, gotten the title that Liv said she was going to get back, and potentially taken Dom. Revenge Tour 2.0 from Liv Morgan? I'm here for it. But if you want to pick the future, the WWE wants to crown a new era, letting Roxanne win is the way. Now we jump into Jade Cargill. She is just built different. I mean, just looking at Jade, she looks like a superhero. And she's been involved in some good feuds. She has the thing going with Naomi. She's come out and already inserted herself into the title position with getting in the way of Tiffany Stratton, having her match with Tiffany Stratton, and ultimately securing herself as an actual contender for the title. She looks like a threat. She feels like a threat. And oh yeah, if you have Jade win, Naomi has all the more reason to cash in, being that if she cashes in that match, it would impact Tiffany Stratton and Jade. a win-win for the Money in the Bank holder. So, my verdict here, if the WWE wants shock and spectacle, Jade Cargill should be the pick. All right, looking at all the contenders in the Queen of the Ring, what makes the most sense to me, not picking with my heart, is Jade Cargill. I think the story is too good. You could even involve Bianca Belair into it a bit, which gives her something to do as well. And adding the title into that feud, adding the title into that mix of Jade, Naomi, and Bianca just adds so much more to the stakes. I think it needs it, and I think it makes a lot of sense. And I could see Jade being the women's champion. She definitely looks the part. So for me, I gotta go Jade Cargill. All right, so who are your picks? Do you want Cody versus Cena? Are you ready for Jade to take over? Or are you team yeet all the way? Hit that sub, smash that like, hit me up in the comments. Till next time, I'm your boy 8-Bit Mike, and this is 1, 2, ooh.